Do you know of a noise that could change your mood entirely? A noise that just makes your heart sink, just makes it drop completely, changes your entire mood, or could even signify a bigger change than that? Well, I heard a noise that changed my life completely. When I was a sophomore in high school, I was trying out at a new volleyball club. At this point, I had been playing volleyball for around 10 or 11 years, and I was changing clubs to go to a new one, and I was at tryouts all day. And I was at my second tryout of the day at this club that I really, really wanted to join, and there were about 15 minutes left in like the 3-hour tryout, right? So we're hitting balls, and it's just like they're tossing the ball up and we're hitting them, and I have to do 50 of them in a row. So it's like a speed drill. I have to do it, transition off the net, and hit again over and over again for 50 balls. So it's a lot. And about halfway through that, I went up to hit it, and as soon as I swung, I heard that noise. I heard a rip, a pop, whatever you want to call it, and I not only heard a noise, but I somehow felt a noise. I felt the pop, I felt the rip, I felt the tear. I just knew that it was bad. Really, really bad. So I go through the rest of practice or tryouts, and I finished my hitting almost in complete tears, but just trying to keep going because I needed to get on this team. Then we ended up doing serving, and again, just fighting tears the whole time. And the coaches had already been talking to other girls, asking if they knew me because they had some similar familiar faces that they knew from that club last year, and I was, the new girl. I was a new face, and I had a few friends who had been playing on the club, so they told them about me, and I went over and talked to the coaches to introduce myself, to kind of take myself off the court because I was in so much pain. And then tryouts ended. And they told us at the end of tryouts who made the team and who didn't, and to my surprise, in the pain that I was in, I made the team. I went home and immediately told my aunt that I was coming over. She was a licensed physical therapist, as was her husband, so I went over there first thing as soon as I left this tryout, and it was probably 9 o'clock at night on a school night, and I went over to her house because I knew something was wrong, and she checked me out, and it didn't look good. So a few days later, I went to the physical therapist and went to the doctor, got some x-rays, got some MRIs. No one really knew what was going on because it's muscle, you can't really see it in the x-ray, that's for bones. So I just went on and did physical therapy for the entire season. I played on my injury, and I was a hitter, so all I did was hit. All I did was use that shoulder and, fight off the tears, fight off the pain for an entire season. Not only that, but after about 6 months of physical therapy, 3 to 4 days a week, after school, before practice, after practice, whatever, constant training, I had to get a cortisone injection, which is a needle that's about 3 or 4 inches long that they put straight into the muscle in my shoulder, moved it around, injected some steroids, try to see if that would help. 2 months later, they did it again because it wore away after a while, and I was still in as much pain as I was beforehand. And then about 3 months after that, I was still doing physical therapy up until a year and a half after my injury. I finally went to the doctor again. There was, not much more they could do, but they decided that I'd be getting surgery on November 14th of 2016, or 2017. November 14th came around. It was mid-school volleyball season, so I didn't even get to try out. After playing volleyball for 11 years, this would be the first season that I would not take part in, and it broke my heart. But, kept doing physical therapy, went through surgery, got out, was stuck in this sling that gave me a 3-foot diameter. Wherever I needed to go, there had to be 3 feet of space around me, because if I swung around, my sling would too, and I'd hit something real hard, and it would not be good. And I was in that sling for 7.5 weeks. I should have only been in it for 6, but it was over winter break, and with the holidays, doctors don't like going to the office, so I had to wait. After surgery, I did another 6 months of physical therapy. I finally was cleared a little bit early. I was cleared in March, and very end of March, to actually start doing full strength training and everything. But that was, being cleared really just meant that I could swing my arm in a circle and not have too much pain. But if I did it really fast, it would hurt a lot. So it didn't really mean anything for me to get cleared. And at that point, club season was already 3/4 of the way over, so I missed that season too, which again, I spent nights crying about how I wasn't able to do the thing that I love most, the thing that I had been doing for 12 years, 11 years ahead of that time. And, finally, I didn't try out for the school season because I still wasn't ready. By the time tryouts were happening at the end of the summer, I still couldn't swing my arm fully around, fast and with strength without being in immense pain. So by club season, which is like end of October, I finally was ready to play, and I played for an entire year. And only not even until halfway through the year did I finally start not having as much pain playing, which is over a year. And over like a year later, I finally didn't have pain anymore after my surgery. And I just passed the 2-year anniversary of my surgery, and I guess my story is just to tell you, persevere through everything, because even though I thought I'd honestly never get to play again, because shoulder surgeries and shoulder injuries are so hard to recover from, I tried my hardest. I went to all my physical therapy. I worked my butt off to train and strengthen my arm and strengthen my body and myself and be ready and, strive to play again. And I got to play an entire club season again. And I never thought I'd be able to do that. And it sucks now that I'm in college and I don't get the chance to play it. But I got that last season in that I thought I'd never get. So if you get anything from this talk, it's just, if you love something and want to spend as much time as you possibly can doing it, don't lose any determination for that. Don't lose any of your perseverance. Don't give up, because I was so close to doing that and in so much pain, and I just knew that this was the one thing that I wanted to be able to do at least one more time, and I worked my butt off to be able to do that. And I just hope that if there's something that any of you guys want to do one more time, or there's something that one of you guys want to do or experience in your life or continue, just don't stop trying, because if you have the determination, it will happen.